Speaking of talking about Nexus mods, I will try to remain calm and collected and not scream. All right, I will try that. We're trying to be civil adults here.
Okay.
All right, so let's go and talk about the Nexus mod stuff. This comes to us from Bounding into Comics. Nexus Mods founder confirms site will delist any mods that remove pronoun modifier from Bethesda's Starfield. Yep, this was true. It's funny, it's because the Act Man was like, "Is this true? I don't think this is," and stuff like that. And he got community noted on Twitter. And the thing is, I don't care if the game has it, but if it's an optional thing where you can go down, it's part of your thing that you can select, right? Then it's fine if it's there. But if it forces you to do something and it doesn't further, like I said earlier, it does not further the game's narrative, it does not further the game's story, then why put it there? I think it's just to check off one of the boxes, right? Go ahead, Ryan. What do you think about this so far?
Dude, I mean, that's exactly right, bro. If like, it just seems like a lot of this stuff, like with the woke stuff being inserted and forced into these games and TV shows and media and pop culture, it's for pandering, it's for virtue signaling, it's for getting points, it's for trying to appease the woke mob. It's not for actually making the game or the gameplay or the story or any of that stuff better, bro. It's such obvious, blatant pandering stuff. And like it's bad, bro. Like it's so off-putting. It takes you like out of the focus of being in the game. It takes you out of like that like, you know, joy of escaping reality, right? I don't want to play this game to be reminded of all the stuff, you know, the politicized stuff, the politics in real life, man. So like it's garbage. It's so bad. And this pronoun thing does not add nothing. Like it's just for virtue signaling. That's it. So Nah, like I'm not with it.
What about you, Grae? Like,
yeah.
How do you feel?
Let people play the game how they want to play. If it's not a big deal for you, then yeah, just leave it. But if people just want to omit it entirely, then why are you stopping them? I thought this wasn't supposed to be a big deal. So why are you putting a gate now all of a sudden that, oh, you shouldn't put a mod that removes it? That's not allowed, even though it's not supposed to be a big deal. But here you are, gatekeeping people from actually doing it. So it's being counterintuitive right now. And Nexus, the thing with Nexus mods is like, it's such a double standard. Because I watched a video last night by Endymion. It's like, he checked out the mods in Skyrim. You can have like, there's a mod that's still up where you can have a kid companion. So,
oh my gosh.
So that's allowed for some reason, but the pronoun,
that should need to be removed.
Yeah. But this pronoun thing, you're so up in arms about it. So the hypocrisy.
No, that's so crazy, man. That is so blatantly like hypocritical. The fact that so Nexus Mods, they want to remove the freedom of like changing the game, like just, you know, for your personal preference. Like it's like you said, if it's really not that big a deal, then how come I can't, you know, use my own sort of program or whatever or mod to take it out, you know, and then like it'd be cool. But no, you're gonna ban people that like try and do that. That's ridiculous. I mean, you're telling on yourself.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'll try to look for that video, but it's his latest video. I'll try to look for which segment did he talk about it.
All right,
yeah,
cool. But while he does that, let's go ahead and read this article. In an escalation of the ongoing controversy surrounding Bethesda latest release, Nexus Mods founder Robin Scott has confirmed that the popular PC game mod hosting site will work to delist any uploads that seek to remove the option for players to choose their pronouns from their own personal copies of Starfield. Word regarding Nexus Mods' stance towards such Starfield mods was first brought to widespread attention on September 5th, courtesy of Twitter user Metal, that's a lot of numbers, sharing a screenshot from a now deleted post made with Starfield's Steam discussion page, wherein their Wemic god can be seen excitedly announcing the Nexus mod would not be supporting any mods to remove pronouns. This person criticized the Starfield community's cognitive dissonance in their rhetoric regarding the pronoun modifier. Quote, Starfield community, the pronouns are just a minor feature that's not important. The user wrote, NexusMods, all anti-pronoun mods are now banned. And I shared this. Dan Vask asked if this was true. And I replied to him with this screenshot. Of course, the screenshot has now been deleted, but I did reply this to him. So he has seen it.
Right.
And everyone who are saying who is saying this is not true, you have it right here. It's like this is from the goat's dick. You can't deny it. Right? It's crazy.
And I've sent the video about the hypocrisy. It's in our private chat. So if you want to show it, if you want to show it to chat for like, it's only like 20 seconds.
Okay, I'll show it after.
Yeah.
Go.
However, upon further inspection, Metal discovered that the next day that the situation was less clear-cut than the original portrayed, finding that in reality, Nexus does not appear to have made a statement of declaring such a ban currently, though I am not seeing a lot of conversations on the matter of in the Steam forums. He also noted that the original poster, Wemic God, appeared to have been banned for openly admitting that in their unspecified professional life. They actively discriminated against white males. Wow. Yeah, I can see that. All of these mods, it's like the Nexus moderators, the Nexus mods moderators are as bad as Reddit moderators. Like they're all garbage. It's like, because they have power to do it, and they get that power hungry, and they start ban hammering everyone. I'm talking to you, Nagy. Talking to you. Just kidding. But yeah, it's just the power gets to their head, right? With social media left torn between the believability of that claim and the lack of any official word from the site itself, these conversations on the matter eventually caught the attention of Nexus mod member the Warlock, I'm assuming, who in turn took the site's official forums to suggest that its administration offer clarification on this disinformation in order to avoid eruption of another controversy. Following a brief discussion amongst some of the forum's patrons, Warlock's thread was joined by Scott, who pointed to the site's official post regarding the previous Marvel Spider-Man Pride flag controversy and declared our policy is on the sort of content is laid out on the news post, specifically paragraph 3. Whether you continue to use our site based on policy is entirely up to you, he concluded, locking the thread. However, pay particular attention to the second last paragraph, and that last paragraph that has a news post. The same applies here. All right, so where's the last paragraph? In the first of the cited paragraph, Scott asserts that the site's policy, and thus we are for inclusivity. We are for diversity. If we think someone is uploading a mod on our site with an intent to deliberately be against inclusivity or against diversity, then we will take action against it. The same goes for people attempting to troll other users with mods deliberately to cause a rise. For our part, we will endeavor to do a better job of moderating our website to the ethos ourselves. Yeah. So it's basically saying that, you want to mod stuff and you want to share it to the world. Yeah, you can't use this. You can't use the site anymore. Do you know what people should do? Make their own site.
Right.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like, the time is ripe, I think, to have a competitor for Nexus.
Mhm.
Yeah, if this site is a site that like has all the mods, just go on to another site. I'm pretty sure you can use like GitHub or something like that and post something there, like on how to do it. Because I do some modding stuff for what's it called again, and some minor coding stuff when I did stuff for the Pokemon Ironmon runs, and like it's a lot of like back stuff you do, and it's basically a mod of a game to make a game harder. So for this one, why not just make your own stuff, man? It's just like if you're stop using stuff that hates you. Stop using time and putting money into stuff that does not like you, right? Like for instance, if I don't like Bud Light because of what they did with Dylan Mulvaney, I'm not gonna fucking pay money to buy that shit. Same thing, the whole thing with Liberty Safes. The fact that they basically gave the feds the fucking master code to unlock all their safes is like, I'm not gonna buy any Liberty Safes. It's the same thing, right? It just sucks that now everything that we like and use are now being taken over by crazy people.
Yeah.
Before I move forward, how do you feel about that, Grae? like what they're doing. Probably making your own website would be the best thing to go.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I think the time is ripe for if people who have the drive to make a modding site that can rival NexusMods, like you actually regulate the proper stuff. Like yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the video we're about to see. Like it's clearly they're selecting just because they don't politically disagree. That means they're gonna gatekeep it. But if if it's in line with their politics, it's fine. But you're setting a really dangerous precedent there, in my opinion. It's like it's only gonna get worse from here. It's like if there's gonna be more things about identity politics, yeah, they're gonna continue to keep gatekeeping it. And if it's something they actually want that's actually not good, like what we're about to see, that for some reason it's a-okay for it to be listed on the site.
Yeah. Right. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a really sad precedent. I think NexusMods kind of showed their hand, and they showed that they are willing to play that political game. Oh, we disagree with you politically, so now we're going to ban you and start censoring you, basically, and doing things like that. That is awful, and it sucks that that's happened. But yeah, I think now is probably a good time for a competitor to come up. For me, if I don't like a certain platform or a certain service because it seems like they hate me and everything I believe in, then I'm gonna move over to something different. So I think that it would be a great idea for another site to be hosted and used so that people can go here. It's almost like if you were on Twitter or X and someone put up, hey, I don't like pronouns, and then Elon banned them because of that. It's a violation of free speech. And it just seems so petty because it's not like everybody has to use that mod. Like that's just for them to use personally, right? You're not forcing anybody else to use it, but they can't even have something for their own space for them to do on their own. Like it's so invasive and pervasive. It's lame. So it's yeah, I hope they get dinged for this in some way, and there's competition that arises.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the video that Grae put up. So you said start at 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. This is from Endymion. It says Starfield modders get banned for making mod that removes pronouns plus NexusMods exposed. Let's see. Let's see what this says.
Chamber that's only allowed.
Oh, the audio's muted. Shit. Hold on.
I could hear it.
Okay, there it goes. There it goes.
Allowed to think one way. What's funny is that NexusMods says pronoun removal is taboo on their website. Yet here we can see that you can still download mods for other games like Skyrim on their website. Mods that have been up for well over 10 years, like this one where you can mod in a child bride for your player character.
There you go.
Jesus.
So they're okay with children being sexualized in this way. But not removing a pronoun option. Oh, okay, bet.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, man.
Yeah,
they probably like cuties as well. But that's wild, dude. Yeah, it's such. Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure there are people who. Do you know what maps mean?
Yes.
Grae, do you know what maps mean?
I forgot. I'm pretty sure I've heard it before.
So MAPS is an acronym for minorly attracted people.
Oh yeah, I think you told me before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been wanting to implement that into the LGBTQ flag for quite some time.
Right.
And even the LGBTQ people are like, no, they're not a part of us. Those are pedophiles and they should go to jail.
It's basically a way to make the idea of being a pedophile and having sex with children more palpable, right? They're trying to kind of ease their way into making it more of a thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. And the thing is they're basically saying that let's be inclusive to those people too.
Right.
Right. And it's like it's not a bad thing. It's considered like a lifestyle. And Chris Hansen, have a seat. Right. Mm-hmm. How to catch a predator. But yeah, it's pretty disgusting. Yeah, NexusMod is completely full of shit and is completely hypocritical to. And I think we should, someone should, like, I don't know how to mod stuff like by myself, like actually from scratch, but I think they should have their own modding website, like what Grae. Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah,
like, Nexus Mod has been there for a long time. I'm pretty sure the more conservative people are very good at coding or something like that. Knows how to do work with computer programming with games and stuff. I would say just start doing it, and just hopefully it completely shifts to the other side.
I mean, great. Look, man, like it's such a. I'm so happy that you brought that video to light, because it literally like shines a light on the entire game. Like, so they're so hard against this removing a pronoun thing, but they leave something like that. So that's allowed. Like, someone needs to call them out and be like, yo, like, why are you going against this? But then you're allowing basically child pornography, mods and stuff to stay there. Like what is that saying? It's boom, bro. Like, smoking gun. That's crazy.
Yeah, see, Johnny Lightfoot says Rippaverse modding website. I would love to see a Rippaverse gaming, and then they have a modding like section. That'd be super cool. I would love that. That'd be awesome. That'd be super, super cool. Ryan, you know who Eric July is?
No, I don't think so.
So he's like a libertarian guy that's like super like into like comics. He knows a lot about comics. That's how I first found out about him. And he started hating a lot of what Hollywood is coming out with, like about a bunch of these like tokenized like black people that like, hey, why can't you just make your own like cool black superhero instead of tokenizing the black characters? Why are you making Aragorn black in Magic the Gathering?
So you're saying that he started speaking against stuff like that, like saying, hey, okay, cool. Oh, wow.
He started his own comic book company called the Rippaverse because he was tired of it, and
I gotta go support
it. He's killing it, man. The artists that he gets, they're top notch. The writing's really good. The art's coming from an artist, it looks awesome.
Oh, that's
really, really cool. And of course you get haters gonna hate. Like, he made like over like $1 million like from his first campaign. And now he's already doing his second one. He's made over like 3 or 6 million or something like that. He's doing really, really well.
On that? What's there to hate on? Are you kidding me? What's the problem with that?
They're jealous.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're actually jealous. It's like, hey, you're not actually doing a great job. Your comic actually sucks. Yeah. So like, he's just like, hey, I'm just gonna continue doing what I'm doing, man. Like, he's killing it. Check him out.
I'm gonna go check him out, and I'm gonna support that dude, because his value with that is so strong, just like his idea about it. But then on top of that, he went and actually like put his words into action and started doing his own thing and creating something genuine. That is beautiful, man. That's such a great story. I'm gonna go check that out. And by the way, like that's one of the like top 3 things that just really frustrates me when it comes to just pop culture, man. Like, you're like, people complain and they're like, oh, like, we got to make a black Superman. We got to, make do all these race swaps for all these characters so that we can have that representation. And it's just so it's so, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Like, this kind of thing just like really upsets me personally, because it seems like people are trying to pander to me and to black culture, when that is the opposite. It's almost like a slap in the face. It's like, oh, so we're only good enough to be race swapped. You don't want to have a character that's actually built from the ground up. Where like it's a normal thing and not just a cheap kind of swap. Like, I talk about it all the time, but like it truly is frustrating, and people don't see that. Like there's so many people, especially who aren't black, that are like, oh yeah, like, we're cool, and like, you should be changing these beloved, classic characters to black because y'all need, more people. When they don't even realize, or maybe some of them do realize, that it's just a cheap copy. Like, it's like the sloppy seconds. It's like the scrap.
Yeah.
No
it's
one
exactly
wants
what he said too. He said that it's like, why would you gotta have a black Superman? It's like, you're basically like, what, are we not good enough to get our own characters? Are you just getting sloppy seconds?
And by the way, I don't really feel like I need that. I mean, I'm not against representation, like, just in and of itself. But one of the characters that I grew up like, really seeing myself in was freaking Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Right? He's not my skin tone. He's not black. He's not even human. He's an alien, right? With all these crazy special abilities. Yeah, I saw myself in that because he worked hard. You know, in a lot of cases, he was like an underdog. You know, he just like, you know, like the you know, he wanted to get stronger, get better, you know, that kind of stuff. Like it was cool, and I saw myself in that, and it was a cool example of hard work and determination, all that kind of stuff. He doesn't need to be my same skin color for me to you know, feel represented, or for me to be able to relate to him. I don't need that. Now, you know, are there some characters who are black, and it's okay, cool, you know, like, you know, it's cool that they have variety or whatever. Okay, great, right? Black Panther. I think he's, you know, he's one of my favorite superheroes, not because he's black, but because of everything else that he got going on, you know. But I see him and I'm like, okay, cool. Like there's like a character, and we have different variety of skin shades and different types of you know, background and cultures. Like, okay, great. But I'm not over here dying and begging that I get a black mermaid or a black superhero or things like that. I don't need that, man. Like it's so like people are brainwashed to think that, you know, whoever they see on screen has to be the same color, or else, you know, people don't care about you. You can't relate and all that. Hey,
I agree, man.
Sorry, another Ryan rant. Sorry, had to give it to y'all.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Yeah. So
All
we advocate for it anyway.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's continue. Let's see. If we don't want to, and we won't argue with you, begins the second two set of paragraphs subsequently pointed to by the site's founder. We've now explained our stance, and we won't be providing a platform for you to distort our position in order to feed an irrational and paranoid narrative. You can do that elsewhere, where we won't care enough to read it. If this policy upsets you, they conclude, if we've broken some moral code of conduct as a business, then that you can accept, then please delete your account and move on, as we will. Yeah, like I said, like if we have someone who has enough resources and funding to do that kind of stuff, I think we should absolutely start our own modding community that, like, you know, bring back, you know, whatever modding you want. Like let's say if I wanted to mod Peter Parker, no, let's say if I wanted to mod Chris Evans or you know, Captain America, and I was like, oh, I want to see myself in it, so I'm gonna make his skin yellow, and he's gonna be carrying a bag of rice, and his shield will have the Chinese star on it. We call them Captain China, right? If I want to do that shit, you should be able to let me do it. Right, you shouldn't, like, who gives a fuck, like,
right.
Like it should be like Grae said, you know, if it's like some kind of like, if you want it to be open for everyone, like for freedom of expression or something like that, it should be able to do that, and not, you know, the fact that Nexus Mod has like a minor, you mod one of the characters to become a minor. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Right,
that's fucking insane. And the reason why this is important to me is because forgot who said this, but I believe it's politics is downstream of culture.
Right.
If we allow it, so like society allows it, even though it's wrong, the cops and the, you know, the feds or whatever people, the people who are basically, you know, in quote unquote have power, they can't do shit about it. Right. One of the things is in Florida, a woman cannot skydive on a Sunday or some shit like that. No one's gonna enforce that law because that's fucking retarded.
Right.
That's stupid. Right. But the thing is, if we let it persist in our escapism, if we let it continue happening in a lot of the stuff that we invest in, or we you know, indulge or whatever we engage with,
you're
gonna have dumbass states like California that's gonna say otherwise. It's basically saying, I saw this yesterday and it's pissed me the fuck off. Like, I'm so fucking upset over this. I'm gonna share this right now.
I think
this is from Colin Rugg. This is on X.
Oh boy.
Twitter. Just in, California State Assembly has just passed a bill allowing parents to lose custody of their children if they refuse to accept their child's gender transition.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
No, you're gonna have to fight me. Ain't no way.
They want your kids, quote, California lawmakers send Governor Gavin Newsom, which he will fucking approve, a proposed law that will require judges to consider a parent's affirmation of their child's identity in custody cases. State Senator Scott Wiener, who has no kids, co-authored the legislation. I'm not gonna fucking listen to this. Son of a bitch.
Arm up. Second Amendment.
Fuck off.
Get your man, like arm yourselves, y'all. Like that's wild. Ain't no way. No way. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like that's the reason why I feel very strongly about this. Like I know Grae, like you sort of don't you're more of like you shouldn't happen or whatever. You want to be in the middle and you don't want to like, you know, it is what it is. I see how it is, and you don't want to ruffle any feathers. I get it, but the thing is, for me, that this is a big issue. And if this normalizes the whole gender transitioning, pronouns, if it gets normalized, even though if it's wrong, it's not going to get enforced. Right? You already have motherfuckers in Colorado and California are basically sanctuary states for you to transition at any age. And you already have people like authoritarian motherfuckers like Justin Trudeau up in Canada saying that it is a hate crime for you to misgender someone, and you can go to jail for that. Like that's the reason why this is important to me.
No. I mean, it's so out of hand. It's so out of hand.
Yeah.
And people saw this coming. And people were like, nah, like it's not a slippery slope. It's not going to get that bad. You know, they're not really coming for our kids. They're coming from the kids, like for sure.
Yeah. It doesn't get more blatant than that. Yeah. I'm not on the middle on this one, Phil. It's like the one I'm on the middle for is the Starfield pronouns thing in the games. But this in general, this is more leaning towards more serious matters like custody of your children. It's clearly nefarious. There's a nefarious motivation at play here. So I'm with you on this one. I'm not on the middle of this one for sure.
I'm sorry if I've like misquoted you, but it's just that's the reason why we have to stop. And the thing is that I know people who are saying, oh, if you hate your state, you need to move out of it and stuff like that. But I would say, like, let's say if I move to Texas, you know, constitutional carry state, but it's purple. Houston, Austin, and Dallas are like hardcore liberal cities. You know, you have San Antonio, who's pretty base, but like those, you know, those metropolitan cities, they run everything. Right? You have 3 main cities here in California that runs everything. So it's just in a way we have to fight back, but like how? Like and that's why I think culture is extremely important and vital to change. We need to change culture, and we need to, you know, push stuff out that we think that are cool. You know, Achromatic Chronicles Blue from you know, Drunk 3PO. We got Ripperverse from Eric July. We got the Epic Verse, like everything that's coming out, you know, even stuff from PragerU and Daily Wire. We need shit that we need to fight against these, you know,
Phillip,
indoctrinations that we're getting from them.
Let me so well said, bro. And I think there's a couple points here. Number one, you know, this stuff is crazy, and we have to call it as it is. We have to call it crazy, right? At the end of the day, you know, your kids, my kids, all of our kids, we're going to fight for our families and for our children, and we're going to do whatever it takes. And if at the end of the day, you know, I love California. You know, I've been here for 30 years. It's my home. I love it. If I have to leave, I'll leave, right, to protect my family and my own and those I love, all that kind of stuff, right? But one of, you know, so we'll take care of that, and we'll take care of each other, right? All of us together. Now, as far as some of these things that, like, you know, these different folks are doing, as far as, like, you know, getting another platform or speaking up, I think what this does is it shows the importance of speaking up about this stuff, right? Because none of this stuff came out of nowhere. This stuff trickled down and it started off with a little bit, right? A little bit of grooming, a little bit of legislation, a little bit of culture kind of stuff. And then it got worse and worse, slippery slope. It snowballed. And then now we have these giant, you know, these things coming out, and people even in the middle are saying, yo, how did this happen? How did we get here? How did these laws and stuff get so crazy? How did society get so crazy with that and allow this stuff to happen? It's because people weren't speaking up, and people didn't believe that this stuff could happen. And so that's why it is so important to speak up against these things at the top, like when they're first getting put out there. That's why people are up in arms about this game, about the pronouns being an option there, because like I said earlier, they see where it can go. It can get more and more perverse, within these gaming spaces and all that kind of stuff. So we gotta fight, and we have to take our business elsewhere, and we got to make new options that where we can engage with and take our business to, all that kind of stuff, man. It's just, I think it goes to show that we have to speak up and be bold and call these things out and not downplay stuff, and be strategic about this. That's it.
Yeah. And like I always ask Grae, since he's from the since he's in the Philippines, like I always ask him like how are lawmakers over there also doing stuff like this, or most of the people there are more relatively traditionally conservative?
Yeah, I think there are increasingly, but it's I keep bringing back the church, because like people are saying, why do I bring up the church? Because the church is extremely influential in the day-to-day lives of people here. That's why I keep bringing up the church, because like you will always hear people, or you always see posts on Facebook. Whenever I do everything for God. It always goes that far. So it's like, even though there's an attempt in legislation with regards to that kind of stuff, it's not gonna go through, because like how influential the church is here. Be it Roman Catholic, be it Islam, be it whatever the major religious powerhouses are here, it's not gonna stand. It won't last long.
Mhm.
The
Wow.
the big players won't allow it. The influential, wealthy people in power won't allow it. So that's why. That's always going to be my take.
Yeah. I think what Ryan will probably end up saying is like, y'all need Jesus.
Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.